They say the ocean keeps its secrets. But there's one patch of sea so infamous, so cloaked in whispers, that it feels less like water and more like a portal. A place where planes vanish, ships are swallowed whole, and even time itself seems to get distorted. You know the name, the Bermuda Triangle. Stretching between Miami, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda, this region of the Atlantic has been called everything from the Devil's Triangle to the world's largest graveyard. For decades, stories of mysterious disappearances have fueled theories about aliens, time warps, government cover-ups, and even underwater civilizations. But here's the strangest part. Despite all the investigations, despite all the so-called explanations, there are things about the Bermuda Triangle that remain utterly unsolved. Let's rewind to December 5, 1945. 5 U.S. Navy planes, known as Flight 19, took off from Fort Lauderdale on what should have been a routine training mission. Clear skies, experienced pilots, brand new aircraft, everything seemed normal. But within hours, radio transmissions revealed chaos. The leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, sounded disoriented. "We can't find west," he said. "Everything looks strange. The ocean doesn't look as it should." His compass spinning wildly, his sense of direction gone. Then, silence. 5 planes, 14 men, gone without a trace. The Navy immediately sent out a massive rescue mission. Guess what happened? One of the rescue planes disappeared too, along with 13 crewmen. Just like that, 27 men were swallowed by the triangle in a single day. No wreckage, no survivors, nothing. Now, skeptics will say, well, maybe they just ran out of fuel and crashed into the sea. Sure, maybe, but shouldn't something have been found? An oil slick, a piece of metal, a floating life vest? The ocean isn't shy about spitting things back up. Yet in the Bermuda Triangle, it seems like objects just vanish. Fast forward to 1963. The freighter Marine Sulphur Queen, a massive 524-foot ship carrying molten sulfur, radioed its position near the southern edge of the triangle. Then, silence. No distress call, no SOS. The ship and its 39 crew members were never seen again. Investigators found life preservers and oil drums bobbing in the water, but the actual ship? Gone. To this day, the Marine Sulphur Queen remains one of the Triangle's most haunting mysteries. But if you think it's just about ships and planes, think again. In 1971, a private pilot named Bruce Gernon claimed he flew directly into a time warp inside the Bermuda Triangle. According to him, he entered a strange swirling cloud formation that seemed to bend around his plane. He reported feeling weightless, like gravity had loosened its grip. Then, within minutes, he found himself hundreds of miles away from his last known position. To this day, Bruce insists he experienced some kind of space-time distortion. Here's where things get weirder. Scientists have actually recorded strange anomalies in the Bermuda Triangle. For instance, compass malfunctions are surprisingly common there. Pilots have reported their instruments going haywire, spinning uncontrollably, pointing north and then south within seconds. Some researchers suggest there might be localized magnetic anomalies, basically spots on Earth where the planet's magnetic field gets twisted. But if that's true, why is it so concentrated in this particular region? And what about the methane gas theory? In the 1990s, scientists proposed that large pockets of methane hydrates, frozen gas trapped under the seafloor, could suddenly erupt, creating giant bubbles that make water less dense. In theory, a ship could sink instantly, almost like it fell through a hole in the ocean. Sounds plausible, right? Except here's the catch. Methane eruptions would leave behind clear geological evidence. So far, nothing conclusive has been found in the triangle. Then there's the freak weather. The Bermuda Triangle sits in a hotbed of hurricane activity, with sudden squalls, waterspouts, and rogue waves capable of capsizing even massive vessels.
In fact, satellite images in recent years have shown bizarre hexagonal-shaped clouds over the region. Some meteorologists believe these clouds could create powerful air bombs, blasts of wind exceeding 170 miles per hour. That kind of force could easily take down a plane or sink a ship. But again, this doesn't explain everything, especially the cases where wreckage was never found. What about the human factor? Some argue that many of the so-called Bermuda Triangle mysteries are actually just navigational errors, mechanical failures, or bad luck amplified by sensational storytelling. It's true, shipping lanes through the triangle are among the busiest in the world. Statistically, accidents are bound to happen. Yet the eerie details, the radio messages, the sudden disappearances, the lack of debris, still leave people asking what really happened out there. And let's not forget the conspiracy angle. Some believe the Bermuda Triangle isn't just a natural danger zone, but a deliberate cover-up. One theory suggests it's home to secret military testing, with advanced technology capable of scrambling instruments and wiping out evidence. Others point to the lost city of Atlantis, supposedly lying beneath the triangle, radiating mysterious energies that interfere with modern machinery. Far-fetched? Maybe, but it keeps the story alive. Even the US government has tiptoed around the subject. The Coast Guard officially states that there's nothing mysterious about the triangle, only that it's prone to sudden storms and unpredictable seas. And yet reports of strange occurrences continue. Divers have claimed to find underwater structures resembling roads and walls. Fishermen speak of eerie, glowing waters at night. Pilots still tell tales of losing time or seeing their compasses spin like they're possessed. So here's the paradox. The more explanations scientists propose, the more unanswered questions remain. If it's just storms, why do compasses go crazy? If it's just human error, why is wreckage so rare? And if it's just a myth, why do so many experienced sailors and pilots continue to avoid the region to this day? The Bermuda Triangle isn't just an unsolved puzzle. It's a mirror reflecting our deepest fears about the unknown. The ocean is vast, dangerous, and indifferent to human life. But maybe, just maybe, there's more here than simple nature. Something we still don't understand. Something watching. Something waiting. What really unsettles people about the Bermuda Triangle isn't just the stories of vanishing ships or planes. It's the survivors, the ones who claim they made it out alive, but not unchanged. Take Lawrence Cushay, a former pilot and librarian who investigated the triangle in the 1970s. He discovered that many of the famous cases had missing details deliberately left out to make them sound scarier. Some ships were later found drifting. Some planes had wreckage discovered miles away. And yet, even Cushay admitted that a handful of disappearances defied all logical explanation. It's almost as if the triangle has both truth and myth woven tightly together, daring us to figure out which is which. And then there's the case of Captain Don Henry, a yachtsman who sailed through the triangle in 1999. According to his logs, his GPS system started shifting erratically, giving coordinates that made no sense. For several hours, it was as if he was sailing in circles in a place that bent distance itself. When he finally emerged, the coordinates placed him far ahead of schedule, almost as though time had been shortened. He swore his watch and GPS didn't agree. Was it a glitch? Or was he experiencing the same time slip that Bruce Gernon described years earlier? Speaking of time, one of the most persistent conspiracy theories is that the Bermuda Triangle hides some kind of natural portal, a rift in space-time where the normal rules of physics break down. It sounds like science fiction, until you realize that modern physics doesn't rule out the possibility of wormholes or gravitational anomalies. If black holes can bend time in the cosmos, could smaller distortions exist here on Earth? And if they do, what would happen to a ship or plane unlucky enough to stumble into one? Then we have the reports of strange lights. Fishermen in the Bahamas have told stories of glowing orbs rising from the sea. Pilots flying at night have reported mysterious flashes beneath the waves. In 2014, even satellite footage picked up odd streaks of light across the region during otherwise calm conditions. Are these natural phenomena? Maybe lightning, maybe bioluminescence? Or are they something else? Signals, perhaps, from something deep below? And yes, the Atlantis theory refuses to die. Writers like Charles Berlitz, who popularized the Bermuda Triangle in the 1970s, claimed that the lost city wasn't just a myth, but a highly advanced civilization whose technology still pulses beneath the ocean. He cited tales of crystal pyramids discovered underwater, structures that said to radiate strange energies. Mainstream science laughs this off, of course, but the rumor mill insists sonar readings have picked up shapes that don't belong there. Square edges, flat planes, symmetrical patterns, all things nature usually avoids.
Even today, people debate whether the triangle is really more dangerous than any other busy stretch of ocean. Statistically, accidents in the triangle aren't much higher than anywhere else. But here's the thing. No one gets goosebumps talking about ships sinking off the coast of New Jersey. The triangle has a presence, a legend that keeps growing every time a boat goes missing or a pilot reports something odd. It's the mythology of the place that makes it so irresistible and so terrifying. Now, imagine this. You're sailing through the triangle. The skies are clear, the sea is calm. Suddenly, your compass begins to spin, your radio crackles with static. You hear voices, but not your crew's, voices speaking in a language you don't recognize. Then the world around you shifts, subtly at first, then violently. You check your watch, it's 2 hours later, but you haven't moved an inch. Do you chalk it up to stress, fatigue, or hallucination? Or do you admit the unthinkable, that you've just brushed against something the world still can't explain? And that's the point. After all the books, all the documentaries, all the theories, so much about the Bermuda Triangle remains a blank. Not because we don't have ideas, but because the evidence seems to dissolve the moment we reach for it. Wreckage disappears, radio logs cut off mid-sentence, survivors contradict one another. It's like chasing shadows across the sea. Maybe the Bermuda Triangle is just a statistical fluke made famous by sensationalist writers. Maybe it's a natural laboratory where the ocean, the atmosphere, and the Earth's magnetic field collide in chaotic, unpredictable ways. Or maybe, just maybe, it's something far stranger. A reminder that we still don't control this planet as much as we think we do. So, the next time you hear someone dismiss the Bermuda Triangle as just a myth, ask yourself this. If it's only a myth, why does it keep happening? Why do people still vanish? Why does the mystery refuse to die? Maybe because the triangle is doing what it's always done, daring us to keep searching, knowing we may never find the truth. The ocean keeps its secrets. The Bermuda Triangle just happens to keep them better than most. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the world's most enduring mysteries, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more spine-tingling explorations, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the Bermuda Triangle is just superstition, or is there really something waiting out there in the waves? This is Stick Exposed, uncovering the strange, the hidden, and the unexplained. Until next time, keep questioning everything.